Hello. Okay, so Gemini. Before I get started, I just want to say if you're interested in my services, an archetypal astrology reading so that you can become the hero in your own life story, please visit my website, www.thetruestnorth.com, where you can check out my services and order a reading there. You can get in touch with me at my email, which is thetruestnorth@gmail.com. Um, my Facebook page is The Truest North, and my IG is at The Truest North as well. And all of this will be in the description below. Okay, so Gemini, you are going to have the Pluto South Node conjunction at 23 degrees of Capricorn in your 8th house, and this is happening on April 3rd, April 4th, and April 5th. You're really going to feel this all month, but those days especially, and it's going to be happening in conjunction with the new moon in Aries. And so you are going to be feeling the pressure to release related to 8th house topics. Now, the 8th house is a very psychological house. It's what we repress and it's what we are ashamed about in ourselves and what we try to hide, for one. What is it's where we research for hidden information. It's where we do deep research, investigation, where we try to find things out, answer those deep questions about life. So it rules deep research, the occult. It has a lot to do with mysticism. Astrology is actually very 8th house. It also rules our ability to intimately bond with and connect with and receive from others. And so it rules, it's very sexual house. It rules deep, intimate sexuality. It also rules like other people's resources, other people's money, talents, possessions. It rules our access to that and how we are able to receive those things. And so it's very, it also rules trauma and traumatic experiences as well. That's 8th house as well. Yeah, so that is, wow, Gemini. That is a lot of purging for you that you're going through. Yeah, what is anything blocking you, outworn, outdated structures that are blocking you from receiving from other people, from true intimate bonding with another person, from being true. 8th house is where we meet the ego death through bonding with another and being vulnerable with another. It's like, yeah. And so if there's anything blocking you from that, then that will be, you're going to have to let go of that. And also, popularly and like in modern astrology, the 8th house is known as the house of sex, death, and taxes. So issues that are bubbling to the surface, that have to be purged, related to those things. Sex, I talked about. Death, it rules, like the 8th house rules portals from this life to the next. And so it very much has to do with, our birth and also our death. But it's also very psychological. So most of the time, transits with the 8th house are dealing with psychological births, rebirths, and deaths. And then taxes, or anything to do with other people's money, right? The taxes will be, what you owe to the government or whatever. Issues regarding that, anything blocking you there, any lessons you need to learn there, you need to purge all that old crud out, so that you can be born anew. Also, the 8th house has to do with, it rules trauma, but it also has to do with deep healing, miraculous healing, true healing, true emotional, psychological, and physical healing. That's 8th house. And so a Pluto South Node conjunction can be a purging of all that old waste. Like that's 8th house stuff, like putrid wounds that have been allowed to fester. And, just clearing all that stuff out, and then, being cleaned anew and able to, just bond and just be emotionally vulnerable, and healed. That is the promise of the eighth house when the proper work is done. And yes, so the 24th and the 29th, Pluto and Saturn are going to be stationing retrograde in Capricorn. Well, they'll be retrograde until September and October. And you're going to have to look even further at that and do more purging, more shoveling. And eighth house has to do with what's underground. So finding that inner gold inside of yourself. Yes. So the new moon at 15 degrees of Aries is going to be happening in your 11th house on April 5th at 4:50 a.m. Eastern time. And the 11th house is the house of friendships, groups, networks, organizations, where we go to join with others and become bigger than ourselves. It's the house of community, of political ideology, complicated networks. So it rules like the stock market, things like that, the internet. It is also our hopes, our dreams, and our wishes. So your new beginning, Gemini, is going to be related to something in that area. Maybe you want to join a new group or a new club. Maybe you want to take action. Aries is taking action and planting new seeds on some hope or dream or wish that you've always had. Well, this is the time, Gemini, so do it. And Mars, the ruler of the new moon, is transiting Gemini in your first house. This is saying, you very much take the action here. You take the lead. And again, Gemini, you're involved in, at least two things, 2, 3, 4 things. You're going to be aiming your energy at, and maybe it's that you want to belong to some group, and then you want to take action, like I said, on in a new career. Or take action to fulfill some desire or goal that you have, or you want to invest in something new in the stock market. Like, those are 3 different things. And Gemini is multiplicity, and Aries is taking new action. So it could play out like that for you as well. It could even be taking action to make a couple new friends. Yeah. So there you go. The fire grand trine on April 14th is going to be happening in your house 3, house 7, and 11 for you. And those are the traditionally what are called the air sign houses. They correspond to the signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, which are the air signs. And these are signs that are related to the mind, concepts, and communicating those concepts to other people and building, social contacts and relationships off of that. And so it's very much about like your understanding of concepts, and your ability to communicate those things to other people are going to be like flowing so easily for you that day. So that is the day to make relationships, partnerships, to communicate your ideas, and to sort of communicate your ideas, make contacts, partnerships. It's a great day for marketing, making business and marketing contacts, selling things, getting your message out there on the internet, getting an audience, and making new relationships with people. Like, you could even get a date or something like that. I don't know, maybe not get a date. That's more 5th house, but certainly your personal relationships would benefit from that. Or you can meet somebody that could become important to you, or that you could do business with, or that, could become a good friend. Those are 7th house things as well. So, hey, go for it. Full moon on April 19th, that's happening at 29 degrees of Libra. It's happening in your 5th house of love, creativity, romance, fun, hobbies, authentic self-expression, sharing your talent, what brings you joy, your children of the mind and children of the body. And so that full moon that's happening at 29 degrees of Libra in your fifth house on April 19th is very much giving you the chance to bring some Libra aspect of a partnership, balance, harmony, diplomacy, equality, bringing that to completion related to those fifth house topics. And you're going to have to, it's making an inconjunct to the ruler of that full moon, Venus, in your 10th house. So when you have the revelation in the fifth house, what needs balance, diplomacy, harmony in the area of, what create your creativity, your authentic self-expression, your hobbies, what you love to do. There's going to be some kind of adjustment. That's the word I've been looking for the inconjunct. Adjustment that's going to need to be made related to maybe making some sacrifices in 10th house area, your career, your status, your reputation, or making a sacrifice that, may disappoint some authority in your life, like, your boss or the dominant parent in your life. Those are all 10th house things. So, Sun conjunct Uranus on April 22nd. That's happening for you in your 12th house. Expect the unexpected when the Sun is conjunct Uranus. We want to break free from our routine. And so in the 12th house of the unconscious, of surrendering, of getting away from it all, you may decide to make some changes there, do things differently. The 12th house rules how we get away from it all, and it rules sleep, our sleep patterns, our sleeping hours, and that may be disturbed for you. You may decide to try something new to relax, or you may have visions in your dream. Uranus is a very visionary planet. Visions, spiritual visions, mystical visions. It could also be something unpredictable related to expenses, some large institution, like hospitals, prisons, retreats, or a place that, has to do with getting away. Retreats, spas, monasteries, something to do, maybe a sudden, suddenly getting away from it all, or having to surrender something unexpectedly. Could also be very 12th house. There it is for you, Gemini. Very exciting month for you. Intense with all the 8th house, Pluto's, Saturn, South Node stuff going there, but just purge. People that are going through heavy 4th, 8th, 12th house transits like that, I recommend, if you don't have like any spiritual practice, deep spiritual practice or outlet, I recommend therapy. And remember to take that action. That'll help you feel a lot better. Take that action, join that new group, or take action on that goal that you've always had, or that hope or that wish. Have a great month, Gemini.